How you guys doing? Eric here. Today is Saturday, August 22nd, 2015, and it's a nice warm morning up here, Gilpin County, Colorado, as we head into the last month of summer. We have had a few cold days up here last week, where not cold, but it was down to 33 degrees in the morning the other day, so yeah. The fall comes a little quicker up here at 9,000 feet elevation, and we have more cold months than warm months. But yeah, speaking of time, it's been like about a month since I last spoke about my probation, and this month it's kind of dragged on for me, man. It was the time was going by pretty well, it seemed like. But since I finished with my anger management classes about a month ago, it seemed to have kind of slowed down. Maybe because I'm paying too much attention to it, you know. Before I was just dreading going to my anger management class every week, so I think that kind of helps speed the time up, my perception of time, you know, because I believe the perception of time changes depending on our situation that we're going through in life. You know, everybody knows the saying, time flies when we're having fun. You know, it's kind of a cruel trick the universe plays on us, you know. When we're having a good time, it's over with. But when we're suffering and having a hard time and struggling, it seems like time just kind of drags on and prolongs our agony. Yeah, it's kind of, but you know, just got to quit thinking about it, I think, you know. But it's hard not to, you know, when you just want your life back, you know. You want to come home after a hard day's work and have a cold beer, but you can't do it because if you do, they'll throw you in the penalty box. Can't smoke a bong hit. It's tough, man. They make you quit all your vices all at once, man. And either you do it or you go to jail, you know. And I just can't afford to go to jail. Yeah, a little breezy up here this morning too. Hopefully it doesn't ruin my video too much. It's not the best weather for making videos, but so yeah, that's the whole probation front right now. It's struggle. I'm struggling through, man. It'll all be over with January 28th, man. It'll be like, you know, another chapter in my life, basically. You know, a character building thing, you know. A lot of people just wouldn't have been able to do it, you know. They set you up for failure. It's so much temptation in the world to you know, get you to fail. It takes a lot of fucking willpower and character to get through something like this without messing it up, and ended up back in the penalty box. So anyway, yeah, enough about my personal problems. What's going on this week? Yeah, oh man, all kinds of shit. Where do I start? First of all, the latest on the Animas River thing. A lot of interesting developments there. Well, you know, the Animas River, when it was, you know, less than a week after the whole thing happened, they just came out and said it was all over with. Nothing to see here. You know, and then you know, Mayor Hickenlooper went down there and the whole press conference thing, and he took a drink out of the river, said, see folks, it's safe. But I guess what they did is they put some pills into the water to make it safe for him to drink it. So, but you know, it's definite. Obviously, it's still not safe, I don't think. And and all that water runs right down into the Animas River, runs into the Navajo reservation down in New Mexico, and they couldn't use the water. You know, they were without water. So the EPA, which I like to call now the eternal psychotic agenda, for their participation in Agenda 21, and all they do is go around and fucking force people off their land now. And that's pretty much the job of the EPA. And that seems to be like what's going on down there in the Navajo reservation. And what do? They turn around and they send them water in contaminated oil barrels. Man, that's one of the most horrible things I've ever fucking heard, man. You know, that reminds me of the old days when what they did to the natives, fucking putting smallpox in their blankets and all kinds of other shit they did to kill off tens of millions of them back then. Well, I think that's what's going on again, and it's just like, it's just so disgusting, man. It's like, you know, here, man, have some water. It's all contaminated, you know. I mean, how fucking, you know, evil are these fucking people? Obviously, they're the most evil fucking scum, bags full of scum on the planet, and they'll do whatever they fucking gotta do to fucking bring their fucking plans to fruition. And that's what's, oh man, that's the worst thing I've heard in a long time, man. But all I can say is, man, all these fucking assholes that are responsible for all this shit, someday it's all gonna turn back on them, man. Like my dad says, the worm will turn, and then they're all gonna be fucking hanging. But yeah, so that's one of the worst fucking things that's went on this week. And of course, the fucking, if you look at the oh yeah, and another thing is that you don't hear anything about that in the media, man. Not one word. The only way I hear about it is on YouTube from, you know, the people that I'm subscribed to. A lot of them are covering the Navajo thing, but basically, you know, you turn on Fox News and it's fucking, or CNN, and there's nothing there about it. It never happened, according to them. Of course not. They only report on things that promotes their agenda, and then once they're done promoting it, they go on to the next thing and sweep the rest of it under the rug, like the Gulf oil spill and shit. Never hear about that. You know, I'm sure there's still fallout from that going on, but you know, never gonna hear about it from those assholes. According to them, everything's safe and fine again. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. So yeah, what else is happening? Oh yeah, the stock market took a big punch in the face this week. I don't know, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I think it was close to 1,000 points down over the week. And I think it's just going to get worse as time goes on, as we head into the fall, because it seems like the fall is when they always fucking lower the boom on the people. Like, you know, 9/11 happened in the late summer, almost into the fall. Stock market crash of 2008. Stock market crash of 2000 or 1930 or whatever, 29. That happened in the fall. It seems like it always happens. That shit always happens in the early part of the fall. You know, when people are trying to prepare and get ready for the cold winter to come, they fucking hit them with all this financial hardship. So yeah, I think it's just a taste of what's going to happen in the next couple months here. It's going to get really bad. It could be like another 2008 crash. A lot of people are speculating. I hope not. But well, I was saying it has to do with the Chinese devaluing their currency, and reacting to that, the American bankers and government are fucking flopping around like a bunch of fish out of water, like they always do when things don't go their way. And they're going to take it out on the people. You know what it's all about? The big guys never get hurt in these things. It's always the small people that get hurt. You know, they take it, it's what they're doing is they're fucking ripping off people's retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, all that kind of shit. They want that money back. And they don't want these people to have a nice retirement. So, you know, everybody's got to be tied into the stock market, man. If not, you know, in this fucking game of musical chairs that goes on, this fucking growing economy, as they call it, if you don't grow with it, your money becomes worthless. So it becomes a situation where you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So either way, the people are going to get fucked. Unfortunately, that's their plan. They got everybody all in on it, just like they do with everything else, and then fucking stick it up their ass, man. That's what's going to happen. People are going to lose their retirements. Their life savings are going to become worthless. And people who lived their whole life and did everything right and just want to have a nice, comfortable retirement, they're going to end up fucking out in the cold. Fucking homeless on the fucking land that their fucking forefathers fought for, supposedly. So yeah, that's my take on the whole economic situation right now. Be interesting to see what happens here in the next couple months. Sure, it's going to get a lot worse. So yeah. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, Mr. Jared Fogle pleads guilty to, or he's found guilty in court, I guess, of child pornography. Another fucking, I think, in my opinion, another psyop. A lot of people like they like to believe it's true, but I don't know, man. You know, like Jeff C. pointed out from Free Radio Revolution, pointed out how, you know, whatever goes on in the mainstream media is all fucking psyop. They've been setting it up for a while with this Jared thing. You know, he might have done it. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but, you know, the way I know things that go on nowadays, I think either he was set up, you know, somebody came to him and, you know, got him into it and was all working, you know, to set him up, or he's just another actor playing along, you know. Like I said about Bill Cosby, you know, with this whole rape thing. He's just playing along with it because, you know, he's in on the whole fucking New World Order psychopathic agenda, and they control all these people. And that's what I think's going on with Jared, man. He's been set up, or he's playing along. Either way, it's another setup, like Jeff C. said. It's to slowly justify fucking wind. They're trying to justify pedophilia is what's going on. It came out that all these doctors are coming out and saying, well, Jared has a fucking wind. Jared has a medical condition, a legitimate medical condition that makes him want to rape little kids. Because he was fat at one time and he lost all that weight, it was traumatic to him. Fucking crap, man. That's the agenda behind it, I guess, is, you know, they're all the whole LGBT thing going on, and now they want to fucking start making pedophilia okay for certain people, I guess. Thinking these fucking sick fuckers are all pedophiles anyway, and they just want to slowly over time make it okay to be a pedophile, I think, is what Jeff C. said about it. I think he might be onto something there. So yeah, that's what's going on with the Jared thing. It's just a psyop to slowly bring in pedophilia and justify it as a mental illness, and you can't punish someone for a mental illness. So yeah, of course the Donald Trump saga continues. The beady-eyed bastard, man. Everybody with his fucking fucked up comb-over hairdo that has a life of its own. But yeah, everybody's all on the Trump bandwagon. He's the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread in this country. But it is kind of funny the shit he says, you know. But you know, the thing that gets me is how many people believe it, you know, that he's the real deal, you know. I know for a fact the guy's a fucking fraud. Like on, you know, he did that interview recently where he's sitting there with he's interviewing the guy, and he's sitting there making the triangle hand signal for most of the fucking interview, basically showing for people who understand that he's being controlled by, you know, the powers above him. You know, Donald Trump is just a fucking actor. Anybody who's in the spotlight like he is not the true power of the world. They use people like Trump to be their little puppet boys, and he's doing a damn good job of it. You know, he's coming out and rocking the boat big time is what he's doing, because, you know, he's got this whole persona of, I'm a billionaire and I don't care. Donald Trump, I'll say what I want to say, and I don't care about political correctness, basically. This is his whole spiel now, you know, with the whole anchor baby thing. He comes out and this guy says, could you not say anchor baby? And I totally agree, man. The political correctness is fucking ridiculous. And, well, anchor baby's offensive. And Donald Trump says, I'm going to continue to say anchor baby. I don't give a shit if it's offensive. Basically is what he said to the guy. I thought that was pretty funny, man. And then he's always coming out and talking about how stupid the government is. That's pretty funny. He's like, well, you know, everybody thinks that they're bad people, but I don't think they're bad people. I just think they're stupid. Such a joke, man. And so it's just amazing to me how many people follow it and believe in it. Nice chemtrails this morning. Yeah, so everybody I know is fucking on the Trump bandwagon, man. They're just eating it up, man. Trump is just so great, and they totally believe in it, man. They're buying it hook, line, and sinker, and I just, you know, you can't argue with them. You know, it's just like, whatever. I just kind of roll my eyes and don't say nothing, because if I do say something, it's just, I'm crazy, you know. They don't get, you know, no, Trump's great. He's gonna make America great again. Yeah, but basically, you know, so the really smart people know for a fact that Trump is just there to fucking justify Hillary Clinton becoming our next president. But anyways, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about this week. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys next week.